So, which DC superhero movie heads up the list of the top 25? Stay tuned to find out.
Anachronic.
Hi comic book guys and gals, I'm Joe and welcome to Anachronic Comics. With the superhero movie explosion called Zack Snyder's Justice League, there has been lots of talk in the fan world of where this movie stands with respect to other DC superhero movies. I didn't see any site that consolidated these lists into one list based on both critics and fan reaction. So I did it myself and came up with the top 25 DC superhero movies and this video. I gave my number one movie 100 points, and each movie below gets a relative number under 100. Incidentally, I'm working on a similar movie list for Marvel, specifically the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and will record and post a video once my research is done. So before we begin, here are the 5 Anachronic comic movie watch categories. Under 50 points, watch at your own risk. From 50 to 69, I'd say, watch it if you're a DC fan. From 70 to 79, watch it when you have the time. 80 to 89, you better make the time to watch it. And if it's over 90, you should have watched it already. So let's start with number 25. The much maligned Green Lantern movie from 2011 is number 20 with a score of 43.3. All I could say is, frankly, I liked the movie. Number 24 is Suicide Squad from 2016. It had a score of 54.5. This movie got routinely bad reviews from critics, and it didn't do much better with the fans. The only good thing was Margot Robbie's great Harley Quinn, which I believe is a performance and a character that will last. Number 23 is 1989's Return of the Swamp Thing. It scored a 56.8. It's another clunker, with the most positive reviews saying that it was sweet and campy fun. At number 22, we have Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. This one fared a bit better with fans than the critics, who completely hated it. I could hardly find any totally positive reviews, so that's why it's got a 58.3 score. As a DC fanboy, all I can say is that the extended cut is a ton better than the theatrical release. At number 21, and as a big Justice League comic book fan this hurts, is the 2017 Justice League theatrical cut. Its low score of 65.3 shows that you shouldn't change directors when you're racing to the finish line. At number 20 is Constantine, the 2006 movie starring Keanu Reeves. This movie, which scored a 68.5, got middling reviews from the critics, but the fans liked it. So I haven't seen it, so it's on my watch list. Now the following movies you should watch when you have some time to kill. Next in our ranking is 2013's Man of Steel. Now, I liked the movie, and it got generally good reviews from fans, but the critics hated it. So it's number 19, and it scores a 73.8. Number 18, which scores a 74.3, is 2009's Watchmen. Now, I see Watchmen, both the comic book and the movie, as requiring a commitment. It's quite a bit of information to take up at once. Now, the episodic Watchmen series on HBO allowed people to digest each episode, which resulted, I think, in better reviews. Number 17 is Wonder Woman 1984, which scored a 75.3. If you want to know what I thought of this movie, check my 1-minute review. The link is in the description below. Fans and critics generally liked the movie, but it was hurt by the lack of a theatrical release and a comparison with the universally loved first Wonder Woman movie. Eking out WW84 for 16th place with a score of 75.5 is 2008's Aquaman. Interestingly, many of the mostly positive critic reviews liked the goofy parts. Fans routinely were positive. In another close score, with a 75.8, Brandon Roth's Superman Returns from 2006 comes in at 15th place. Fans didn't like the movie, while most critics gave it a thumbs up. In 14th place is 1982's Swamp Thing, with a score of 77.3. Now, fans didn't care much for this movie. Critics liked it better than the fans, but many thought it was plodding and lacked excitement. Now, number 13 was a surprise for me. With a solid 79 points, Batman the movie from 1966 was both a fan favorite and movie critics liked it a lot. The campiness of Adam West's Batman and Burt Ward's Robin, with all the major baddies overreacting, made this a fun movie to watch. You just had to not take any of it seriously. At the number 11 and 12 slots is a tie at 82 points. These two are the first movies to make it to my Make Time to Watch recommendation. First, we have 2020's Birds of Prey and the fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. This movie had Harley Quinn at her finest. The supporting cast was decent, but besides the wrong title, Harley Quinn should have been in the main title, not in a parenthetical. They should have simply teamed her up with Poison Ivy. Now that would have been fantabulous. That movie is tied with 1992's Batman Returns, the second movie in Tim Burton's dark, brooding Batman, portrayed by Michael Keaton. Danny DeVito was perfect as the Penguin. So, your favorite movie was not ranked yet? So unless it was Batman Forever or Superman 3, it may be in my top 10. Number 10 is 2019's Joker. It scored an 84.3. Critics were just okay with the movie, but fans gave it a bump up in the rankings. Number 9 is Batman 1989 with 88 points. After some forgettable Superman movies, it seemed that the genre was dead. But Tim Burton, Michael Keaton, and Jack Nicholson, who I believe got top billing, brought it back to life. Coming in number 8 with an 89.5 is Zack Snyder's Justice League. Now, I gave it my own review, and the link is in the end card. This movie would have gotten over a 90 if it was up to the fans. Zack Snyder's Justice League had the highest fan score of all the DC movies I researched for this video. At numbers 6 and 7, I have another tie with 89.8 is 2019's Shazam and 1981's Superman 2. Shazam was both a fan and critic favorite. Zachary Levi was perfect as Billy Batson, and the supporting kid cast was terrific. Superman 2 was perhaps the perfect Superman movie. Although I prefer Richard Donner's cut from 2006 because of the inclusion of scenes that were deleted from the theatrical cut, critics gave this movie high marks. Although Shazam, Zack Snyder's Justice League, and Superman 2 fell slightly below the 90-point cutoff for purposes of you should have seen it already, for that reason I'm just going to round up the scores to 90. The following top 5 movies all scored 90 or better, which means you definitely should have watched them already. And if you haven't, you should start tonight. Number 5, with 92.3 points, is Wonder Woman. This 2017 film is a definitive WW film, origin or otherwise, so far, with Gal Gadot making you believe that Amazons exist. Chris Pine is no slouch as Steve Trevor. Until Zack Snyder's Justice League, this was the best DCEU movie made, in my opinion. With 94 points, at number 4, we find 2005's Batman Begins, the start of Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy, starring Christian Bale. This movie ushered in the new age of superhero movies. Who can never forget that near end of movie scene on the elevated train hurtling towards a cataclysmic crash, I guess, where Liam Neeson's Henry Ducard, defeated by Batman, thought that Batman would finally kill. Says to him, quote, "You finally learned to do what is necessary." And Batman responds, "I won't kill you, but I don't have to save you," before he bat ropes out of the train, leaving Ducard to his fate. At number 3, we have 2012's The Dark Knight Rises with a 94.8. This was the final movie in Nolan's trilogy, where 8 years after disappearing, Batman is forced to return because of the appearance of Bane. There's so much more to this movie that I could tell you, but you just gotta watch it after watching the first two, of course. And it is a fitting end to Nolan's trilogy. Number 2, with 95 points, is Superman the movie from 1978. Richard Donner's vision of Superman's origin, with superior performances by Christopher Reeves, Marlon Brando, Gene Hackman, and Margot Kidder, made this an instant winner. It was an instant classic as well. Now, one fun fact that most people don't know is that although the script was written by Mario Puzo of Godfather fame, Superman co-creator Jerry Siegel was given a writer's credit for the movie. Finally, at number 1 with the 100th score is, you guessed it, The Dark Knight. What can you say about this terrific 2008 middle film of Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy? Nothing bad, I'd say. Critics and fans alike gave this movie super high scores, with the best one-word descriptions being thrilling, dark, unforgettable. The crime story was terrific, but Heath Ledger's Joker made this film an instant classic. So there it is, the top 25 DC superhero movies so far based on critic and fan reactions. It was fun putting it together, but a bit of work. So the question of the day is, do you agree with The Dark Knight as number 1? If not, what movie do you believe should be number 1? Let me know in the comments section below. Don't forget, I'm working on an MCU list and we'll have it for you next week. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share the video with your friends. Be well, and I'll see you soon.